the CRAs are better because, hold on, that's my Oz. So, the CRAs are better because they're easier, right? Like, I got Gaslit to tapping this with 22, so this is 22, but for now I'm 21 settling until I can get most of my stuff to 21, and then, kind of go up
Mm-hmm.
from there. But yeah, this is 18. All my superior Golix stuff is 17. 5 set uh arcane 17. And mostly two-line stuff. The accessories are a little better because it's easier.
Mm-hmm.
And my Legion is here, 6.2, more or less 6.
Yeah.
So like right now I'm in a position where like I was spending like all the money I get, and I have these two bossing mules here. I have a couple other things that can potentially be, but I don't have the nodes for them yet. 210 Demon Slayer, this Beast Tamer.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah. So like, right now I'm in a position where like I'm trying to save money because I feel like from here it's not really easy to spend like a small amount of money and make a significant gain. So I want to wait for an event, but I feel like I'm in an awkward place, right? Because uh I can do hard Lomian by myself, and if I have someone else, like, I mean, realistically, I guess I could solo and Gloom and Dark now, but kind of hard, a little bit of a pain to do every week. So if I found someone who's like about as strong as me, it'd be pretty easy to duo it with them, but you don't really get much from doing them normal, right?
Yep.
I don't know. So like really I'm trying to figure out like from here, outside of just push for 260 and whatever, like where do I go to kind of keep making significant progress, even if I have to wait a bit, like I want to do it efficiently from here.
Okay. So if you want to do it as efficient as possible, then yeah, it does require a lot of waiting, like a like a ton. That's just how this game is set up for whatever reason. Um, but the biggest gains are star forcing. Uh, Most of your stuff is basically 17. Like you do have some things higher here and there, but it's basically all 17. Um,
Yeah.
when you're at this point in the game, things just start getting like way more expensive. So you gotta really like increase your income. So there's really one way of doing that, and that's just hitting a lot of mobs, right? Um, so just farming, and then with that money you have two options. You could either farm as much as possible and then pump it all into your Corsair and get stronger like that, or you could use that money as an investment all into boss mules, which is more future proof. But the thing about boss mules is you do need like a good amount of nodes. So um, uh, I would just make boss mules based off of how many nodes I do. Like how many boss mules would you say like you put into mules? How many nodes do you put into boss mules?
So these two characters, my Angelic Buster and my Dell, were formerly mains of mine, so their nodes are pretty good, right? Their tri nodes are, well, the tri nodes that matter are maxed,
Mm-hmm.
and their fifth job skills are kind of barely leveled. But I do up to normal Lomian on them, and it's quite easy for them. But like realistically, for my boss meals, like I don't really want to have to struggle on them. It feels like a pain. Like it's fun to struggle bosses on my main, but struggling bosses on boss meals is kind of annoying. It makes me not want to do it. So
Mm-hmm.
like ideally, I pump a lot of nodes into them so that they can kind of just blow up the bosses, and I log off them for the week and don't think about it again.
Yeah. Okay. So if that's the case, you're probably looking around like 800 to 1,000 nodes a mule, which is what I do. Like that gets you around level 20 or higher boost nodes, and
Yeah.
maybe 2 to 3 skills maxed. Like that's like usually what you get with that many nodes. Um, so if that's the case, then you're gonna have to farm a ton. And luckily for you, Corsair is like a super good farmer. So I think the
Yeah,
play for
I've been
you,
farming a ton anyway, so
yeah, I think the play for you is to get 200 drop. Do you have 200 drop? on your
I
gear?
I can if I'm close to it without Legion drop. I don't
No,
know,
no, no, like 200 drop on
on
gear.
WAP.
Just like 10 lines of drop on gear.
Yeah, I'm not quite at that. If I put on all my drop meso stuff, I end up at oops. Is the right familiar? Is it dead? It is dead. But this gives me 60. And then if I'm on WAP, that's 160. And then if I'm on Legion drop, I'm above that, right? But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that much drop because I also have meso lines, right?
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's probably one of the first things you should invest in. I think you should farm so you could get around maybe, let's say 20, 25 bill and try to get double lines. Double line drop, double line with meso and drop. Because at this point when you're 256, like this is like farming season levels where you could farm like almost the next like 10 levels and get so many resources with that. So, but you need more drop because if you get more drop, you can get a lot more nodes. Like there's a very big difference from like um your 80 drop right now with do you have large drop fam? I think you do, right?
Uh, I have slightly better than normal drop fam. This gives me 60.
Okay, okay.
It's
So,
large meso and drop, so L.
okay, so I would keep spamming epic fams till you get large drop and then um so with the fam out right now, you'd have 140. With the Legion coupon, you have 190.
And then WAP is 210.
Yeah, and then HS is another 24. So that's
Oh yeah, I don't have
234.
HS on right. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you had, so that's 234 at your peak right now with Legion coupon. And I don't recommend buying Legion coupon. It's too expensive. I would save your Legion coins.
Yeah.
Um, so ideally, most of the time you'd be at 50 less than that, which is 184, right? Um, but if you had 200 drop on gear and large drop, you'd be at 344. So that's a big, big difference in drop gear. 184 and 344. It's like almost double. Um,
Yeah.
so I think it's a really, really good investment since you should be grinding a lot at this point because all of your costs are really high. Anything past 17 is expensive. If you want more mules, you need more nodes. So getting really good drop gear at this point, I think is very, very important. Node stones cap at 200. Is that actually true? Like, can anybody like actually like verify that? Because for me with my testing, like I noticed a difference over 200 drop or not. So like I don't know if that's true. I really don't think that's true. Like I think having 200 drop actually matters, and not only for the nodes, it matters for the familiars. Like with familiars, there's a big difference too. So
I see. That's good to know. So, do you think do you think I should double line everything?
you don't need double line everything. All you need are 5 hybrid lines, so like meso drop, and then the rest all drop. So if you have 5 hybrid lines and the rest all drop, that'd be 180 drop, which is fine if you want to save money. Because you could actually, never mind, you already have a double drop.
Yeah, I do
Yes,
have this one.
because double drop is the hard one to get. Usually I'd say like if you get 5 hybrids and the rest drop, that's 180, and that's like, you know, that's good enough. Like you don't have to min max for the 200, but since you already have the double drop, all you need is 5 hybrids and the rest of your gear just one line drop, and that's it. You're at 200. So
Are the hybrids expensive to roll?
I believe you could hit one in around 4 to 6 bill on blacks, like usually. So
Okay, so you think if I save up like I don't know, 25 to 30-ish bill, it's worth just spending that first to try to get the drop rate way up before I start saving for event?
yeah, I do. I think, especially with piggy money incoming, right? I think,
Yeah.
I think, only do it if you are committed into grinding. Like like if you know you can grind, then it's 100% worth it. But if you get it and then you don't really grind that much, it's not that worth. But
Yeah, I mean,
if you're gonna
it'll
grind, then
probably be
do it.
worth it. Like, growth potions aside, I was 251 1 week ago, so
Mhm. Yo, you're a herb. What the hell?
Yeah, I've been hitting mobs a lot, so.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good then. Then you should probably get the drop gear, and then so that's like step one, right? But then once
Yeah.
you have all that drop gear, it really is a lot of grinding. Like it's very simple. It really is just a ton of grinding, but that'll open up so many doors for you because you'll get way more fams. So hopefully you'll hit on fams, right? Because you'll get way more. You get way more nodes, so that way in the future you can have them ready for whatever future boss meals you have, and that'll also secure your income in the future because you have more boss meals, and you'll get a ton of money that you could spend on your main. And if you are gonna wait for event, you want to be like super patient, wait for the next shining and savior. But if you don't want to be that patient, most people
I don't
don't, and
think
I
I'm
don't
that
recommend.
patient.
Yeah, I don't recommend being that patient because that's just like too much. It's like unrealistic. Just save for 5, 10, 15s, like always 5, 10, 15, and then you'll
Yeah.
make really, really good gains.
So you think if a 30% comes up first, I should just wait?
I think 30% is pretty decent for mules if you want to gear up any mules, but for your main, going for like 22s, probably
Yeah, that makes
wait for
sense.
5, 10, 15.
I see, I see. Um, there's another question I had. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
figure out how exactly to word it. So, let me find the number. Okay, yeah. So like right now, I feel like I'm kind of in a weird position in terms of like, I don't know what I can do, right? Because like I'm too weak to do C10, and doing the normal 10 bosses myself is like extremely difficult, right? So like on Lucid BA, which is the only one I've done fairly recently, 6.3 T,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is like decent, right? But it's like, it's really at that level where like you can kind of just do hard Lomian, and like I could do like normal Lu Will, but I don't know that there's really any sense in doing that.
No, just party always. Yeah.
And like I don't really know, I guess, what I should do for like the 10 bosses, because I feel like I'm too weak to really contribute to a C10 party, but also like I still want to get something, you know.
Mm-hmm. Um.
'Cause I feel like there's like a
Uh.
huge gap
There
between
is a
like
bat.
where I'm at now and when you start doing C10.
You're in H2 at H roll parties right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So how I always say, how I compare C10 and Lucerne Will is if you could 3-man Lucerne Will, you could 6-man C10. Like I think it's like double. It's about double, like in terms of difficulty, Lucerne Will. So, um, no, he's in drop gear right now, Atreus. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I
So
can switch.
yeah. So if you could get to like Lucerne Will is like very comfortable, you could start 3-manning it. You could join a 6-man C10. 6-man C10 is actually like not as hard as you might think. Like 6-man parties, there's a lot of buffs you could stack in a party, like depending on the composition. Like you could get way stronger than you might think you are. Even if your BA is 6.5 in a party, you could do way more than that just because of like final damage stacking.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
the best way to find out is like just try, but um, a good metric if you're looking for a point to reach, like 3-man H2 Sid H-Roll, you could do 6-man C10 no problem.
Yeah. I mean, like the people that I'm doing Lu Will with, like I can't really do C10 with, right? So this is potentially me like, going out and looking for a C10 party on my own. Do you feel like, or rather, how much stronger should I look to be before I like try to join these parties? Because I don't want to join the party and like barely help. Like I don't want to grief them, right?
Mm, yeah, I got you. Um, okay, so let me try to think, cause I don't want to just give you a number,
Right.
because as
Yeah,
you know,
it's
like
hard, right? Because
yeah, it's hard, cause I don't want to say just be like, oh, just hit like 40k stat. Like, no, it's more complicated than that. Um, but let's just say if you have like, it just depends, cause you could easily make the argument that like, actually no, let's just set some baselines first. So first of all, you don't have enough arcane force. That's
yeah,
that's step one, right? Regardless, like you don't have enough arcane force, so that's one thing. Second thing is Darknell's level 265, so you have hella damage reduction on him. And Gloom is level 255, so you have barely any bonus. And Vihila, you have a decent amount of bonus, but you don't have enough arcane force. So
right.
That's like step one. Like regardless, you need to get that. Regardless, that's gonna take time. So that's like the bare minimum. Um, you need for
Yeah, I
those
mean the level
bosses.
is easier than the arcane, right? Like the
Yeah.
level I can just hard push. The arcane is just
Like you're gonna
pure
be gated
time.
by your arcane force for a while. Like no matter what way you look at it. So chances are by the time you get enough AF, you'll be strong enough. But if you're looking for a point to reach, I guess I'd just say like if you're doing like H Lomian like 15 minutes or less, you're probably like strong enough for C10, no problem, like to contribute. That's what I
Okay,
would
that
like
sounds kind of
akin
good.
it to.
Yeah, I mean, do you think it's realistic to like look for someone to like duo those normal 10 bosses with me? You think there are like people out there who actually do that?
Yo, I'm gonna be honest, me personally, like I would not do all that shit. I'd be like, that's a waste of time. Why would I do that? But there's no harm in trying, right? Better than not clearing the bosses at all. So
Yeah. Yeah, because like the arcane requirement for like normal Darknell and Gloom is like, not that high. So I'm
yeah.
doing, I think I'm close to 1.5 on normal Gloom, I think,
Hmm.
and like around 1.3 on normal Darknell. So, I do pretty good damage to them. Minus the level thing, I guess, on Darknell, but
Yeah, no, the level thing is huge on Dark now because you're missing 45 final damage on Dark now. Like that's like half damage you're doing. So
I see, I see. Yeah, I mean the immediate goal for me right now is hard push 260 so I can start doing MPE and getting sacred,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
That,
uh,
that's really important. Yeah, you're right.
pray every time I open familiars. I got one boss now. That's kind of cool, but
I mean, that's not bad. It's not bad. What do you got? A 30 or a 20 or what? 40?
I wish it was a 40. My boss fams right now look like got the 20 boss, 30 IED. I'm using this.
Two
Is this
crit.
2 crit damage better than 15 IED? Probably, right?
Mm, maybe.
Because I have 15 IEDs, so yeah, I feel like it's like no different. It's barely worth
Yeah.
even considering. Just get something better and replace it, right? But
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're still kind of early on the levels. And the thing about fams, like I said, like you have pretty low drop gear, so it goes up a lot when you have drop, like a ton. Like I used to farm with 140 drop on gear, so that's like still quite a bit more than what you have. Um, and when I went from 140 to 200, it went up a ton. Like it was a big difference. Like I noticed. So like fams are just okay. I obviously understand fam system is like fucked. Like I'm not gonna say it's not fucked, but um, part of the reason people struggle with fam so much is because they don't have drop gear. They have like 80 drop, and they're like, fuck, fams are so hard. Like it's still hard, but it's way less hard if you actually have drop gear. So
yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense to me. So I should be black cubing them though.
yeah, always black cube because those are prime lines.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Mm, I think that's probably it. Other than that, Oz sucks. It treats me bad.
Oz? Yeah, Oz is garbage. Oz is really bad, bro.
They gave me a totaling 4, and I
Oh,
have
that's not bad. It's just
an
something.
ultimatum 3, but they won't give me
Yeah.
a roar. I have a roar 1. The only roar I found, like 700k or something. No tower boost. Pain
Unlucky, bro.
a
Copium.
little bit. I'll get it eventually.
Mm-hmm. Nah, you'll hit. All good. No way you go
Okay,
over
well
on
that
low
was
points.
looks around. That was very helpful though. Thank you.
Alright, got you, bro. Good luck and take care.
Thanks.